What can you see here on the screen? This is our planet Earth, but with some detailing, correct? So what are the details here? The detailing is this Earth has been shown with latitudes and longitudes, correct? So what is the use of this latitudes and longitudes? That is what we are going to see. But first of all, remember, these latitudes and longitudes are imaginary line drawn by us, just to locate few objects. Now, if you cut open this Earth and place it on a rectangular table, how would it look? So this is our world map. So all the countries are represented here on this world map, and I am exactly at this place in India. And in India, if we zoom in, we are exactly at Vista's Learning, which is located on the map here. So students, you must be aware of the Google Maps. You will be using it. It is a technology driven world. In the Google Maps, if you just right click on any place here which is on the map, you will be getting the coordinates. So for example, the coordinates of Vista's Learning is 12.89958, 77.60529, correct? Very similarly, we have the coordinates of this as well as this. So what is happening here? We took the Earth, we placed it on a rectangular table, and when we zoom in, this is the map we are getting, and each and every point in this map is having some coordinates. So this brings me to the concept of coordinate geometry of your class 9th. So what are we going to study in this chapter today? So in this chapter, we'll be learning what is a Cartesian plane. Next, we'll be seeing what are the Cartesian coordinates. And the last one, what we're going to see is what are the quadrants? What are the different quadrants in a Cartesian plane? So students, whatever is there on the Earth, we have put it on a rectangular table and located the places, right? Very similarly, in geometry, we have a plane which is called as a Cartesian plane. So the Cartesian plane is something looking like this. So this plane, so first of all, let me tell you what is plane. Plane is an object or a thing which is having only two dimensions. So here if you see, the two dimensions are, this is x-axis, this is y-axis. This we can call it as x dash axis, and this is y dash axis. What is x-axis? All the positive numbers are there, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And what is x dash? Negative numbers, minus 1, minus 2, minus 3, minus 4. And what is y-axis? Again positive numbers, 1, 2, 3, 4. Negative numbers, minus 1, minus 2 in y dash axis. Here, this is called as x-axis, right? So we are going to name that first. This is called as an x-axis. So a line which is horizontal is called as an x-axis. A line which is vertical, that is called as what? It is called as the y-axis. The intersection of two axes. So where are these both axes getting intersected? They are getting intersected here. So this point we are taking it as 0. So that we call it as a origin. So from origin, if you go to the right, you will be getting the positive numbers. From the origin, if you are going to the left, you will be getting the negative numbers. From the origin, if you go up, positive again. From the origin, if you come down, it is negative again. Alright, moving on to the next one. We'll have a look about the quadrants now. So this is again a Cartesian plane which is consisting of two axes x and y, horizontal and vertical. Now let us see the first quadrant. Now students, this is the first quadrant. How do we know this is the first quadrant? Any point you take here, so let us take this point. So what would be the coordinates of this point? So see x-axis how much it is? 0, 1, 2. So here we'll write 2, comma, and see in y-axis, this is 1. So 2, comma, 1. So like this, any points you can take on this quadrant, okay? You can write it in the form of x comma y, where x is also positive and y is also positive. So that is why this is called as the first quadrant, where you see this here, both x and y are positive. Moving on to the next one, the second quadrant on this side. So here x is becoming negative, right? So let us take this point here. So if you take this point, what would be the coordinates of this point? The coordinates are nothing but minus 3, x first, and it is plus 1. So this is called as what? This is called as the second quadrant. And how is the second quadrant? See here, x is always negative and y is always positive. Moving on to the next one, the third quadrant. So in this third quadrant, what is happening? We'll take a point again here. We'll take this point. Any point you can consider. For an example, we are taking this point. So what are the coordinates of this point? Minus 3, comma, minus 1. So this is our third quadrant. And in third quadrant, what is happening? both x and y are negative. Moving on to the last quadrant, that is quadrant number 4, what is happening here? X is positive, but y will be negative. So these are the 4 quadrants which you have to remember. First, second, third and fourth. Moving on to the next slide. So again we are taking a Cartesian plane. So here we'll be doing a very small activity and there are some points appearing on the Cartesian plane. So let us name these points one by one. Okay, so we'll write down the coordinates only. Let's start from here. So this is which coordinate? Third coordinate. And in third coordinate both are negative. So let us write the coordinate of this point. This will be -3, -2. Similarly, have a look at this point. So what would be the coordinates of this point? X is -2 and y will be equal to +1. Understanding? Very simple, students. So we have some more points. So again, let's name the coordinates of this point. X axis 2, y axis 2. So this would be 2, 2. Let us name this coordinate now. X axis is 1, y axis is -1. So 1, -1. You see this point which is at the intersection of both the axes. This is called as what always? This is called as origin. Okay. So what is the coordinates of origin? X is also 0, y is also 0. So these are the coordinates of the origin. So there is a point on the y axis. Correct? See this? This is the y axis and there is a point on the y axis. So what is x here? X is 0, right? See this? This is x and this is y. So x will be 0 and what is y? Y will be equal to 1. We have another point on x-axis where x is 4 and how much is y? So you see y is 0. So we'll be writing 4, 0. So what did we learn in today's session, students? Today's session we saw what is Cartesian plane, what is the meaning of coordinates, what are the different quadrants in a Cartesian plane, and we also saw what is the meaning of origin. That is nothing but when two axes intersect at a point, that point is called as an origin. Stay connected with Vista's Learning for more such videos. Thank you.